not going to force those big mean banks or big mean landlords to make you pay. Well, guess what they're doing now? They can't stop it. So now you're getting your butt kicked out of that property. Whereas,
All right, boys, we got a sad thing here. And Andy, I know you had some experience with this in the past.
all right, I'm losing my house to foreclosure. It feels like my life is over. I'm 31, female. I'm married, have 3 kids, have pets. Combined, my husband and I make good money. We fell on really hard times during COVID, had a forbearance in place, then modified our loan. We have been paying on our modification on time each month and received no negotiations or letters that our house was up for auction. However, my father has received texts from people wanting to help with foreclosure. Lo and behold, I see the house on an auction site set for August. What's it like in foreclosure? Are you able to rebuild after? Will I ever have a house again? I am effed. My mind is all over the place. Also, why would I not have received any notice at all?
Because I'll bet you any money your house is not in foreclosure right now. It might be in a status that a certain website will take it and say it is, and it's not. And they kind of keep pushing it off to be able to get people to go to it.
Chris, let's start.
Contacted by the lender.
I was going to say, so who forecloses on a property? The sheriff. It is a legal action. It's like getting arrested. There's no, I think I got arrested. You either know you got arrested or you didn't, right? So what I would do is I would talk to the local sheriff, see if there's been any kind of a notification. They have to legally notify you by putting the ad in the paper, I believe, for 6 weeks, at least 5 weeks, is it?
Five.
Yeah, it has to run nonstop. So if you pay attention, you start searching your address and you know that you're missing payments or that you know that you can't catch up or they won't give this forbearance or whatever, fix it. But by the way, what a screw job. Absolutely everybody that was in that situation with COVID, and they acted like, they gave this, hey, don't worry about it. Don't pay your payments. Don't pay your rent. Don't do whatever. Don't worry about that, guys. We're not going to force those big mean banks or big mean landlords to make you pay. Well, guess what they're doing now? They can't stop it. So now you're getting your butt kicked out of that property, whereas if you just would have kept paying, you would have been fine. So going back to that, though, it is a legal process. So your local county, your sheriff will have, at least in Minnesota, I don't know about all states, but they will give you a notification. They also will give you a period to redeem that property. And that's the whole sheriff sale. They do an auction, the highest bidder. Then you have the right to redeem it at that price throughout the process. So that's where you get the investor, a friend, family member that can come in and buy that house back for you and sell it to you on a contract for deed or whatever. So you don't have to be homeless.
Your life is not over either.
No.
After a foreclosure. I mean, even if they do foreclose on you, you still got 6 months right of redemption to be able to get it back. So it's not like you're out of your house right away. You remember I did classes with all this crap was happening. I did them at the high school. And all these kids knew something was going on. And they're thinking they're going to get kicked out. And, I was like, no, you're not going to get kicked out. You still got time in which to be able to do it. Some people are in foreclosure for 5 years. I'll tell you what, a lot of people that had those foreclosures, just to kind of give you a good example here, ended up way better. They got rid of some debt that they never would have gotten themselves out of before. They had to kind of take a hit, and they took a hit pretty hard. But as far as the foreclosure, I think under FHA, you can buy a house in 2 years? You can buy a house after 2 years, or maybe it's 5 years.
It's bankruptcy is 2 years.
2 years after a short sale.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of get back into it, or people do contract for deeds. But what people were able to do is they weren't chasing that house they would have had forever. I'll give you a great example. I owned a number of properties at that time. If I would have let them go, I would have been retired 10 years ago. Every one of them, I would have, because it took me 10 years to get them back to where they even were. So that's paying all that money over that time versus, hey, wipe the slate clean and start building from there. Yeah. And if there are rentals at the time, unless the bank stepped in and grabbed those rents from you, you were collecting all those rents as well. But I couldn't do that. So it was, and I'm glad I did.
It's an integrity thing. They know that there's a psychological pull to making that payment. And they know that most people that will continue to make their payments, the second you miss one payment, you get put on the naughty list, and then they'll do all kinds of stuff for you. I found that out the hard way for a lot of my clients is that we're current on our mortgage, but we only have like 2 more mortgages left that we can pay before we're broke, and we need to get the house sold. And it's like the banks won't do anything at that time. We're not doing anything for people that were current. And so you had to miss a payment. Then they took you out of the big ivory tower, put you over to the naughty tower, and over in the naughty tower, they had all kinds of tools and resources and refis and all this other stuff that the other building didn't have. And it was sad, but they forced you to destroy your credit, hurt your credit, I should say, not destroy it. And then to get the resources you needed to survive. I think a lot of these banks, we've lived through that. And so the current auctions, what you're seeing a lot of is it looks like there's foreclosures everywhere because there wasn't for a long time. And the foreclosures are still at half of their normal rate that they normally are. So there's very few foreclosures right now. And that's because of the amount of equity that's in the market. And most people that seek help find out that, oh my gosh, I still have $100,000 of equity, even though I can't make my payment. And somebody selling this house will actually pay everybody off and give me money. You're better off selling that house then, renting it out to somebody else and trying to keep it.